Massive granite blocks of unusual forms, sculpted by the wind and bleached by the Mediterranean sun over millions of years, are spread above the sea surface and surrounded by the crystal clear sea. The diverse marine life around the reefs is typical for this area. Different fish schools are swimming all around. From Salemas above the Posidonia to the damselfish schools around the rocks and in the blue water. Even some barracudas are circling around. But the most significant fish in this area are groupers. This is the kingdom of groupers. Less than 3 miles from the island of Corsica in the north, and about 6 miles from the Sardinia island in the south, lies a small archipelago with its main island, Lavezzi. It is the southernmost point of metropolitan France. There are plenty of cliffs and crags surrounding the main island, and in the case of strong currents and winds, the navigation is a challenge, even for the most experienced sailors. At the shore and in the middle of the island, there are many unusual massive granite rocks designed by pure nature. Winds, waves, and sun rays polished them and gave each of them a unique seal. The imagination could lead one to see an eagle's head, while another would see an elephant or a hawk on top of the rock. Between these unusual rock formations, there are plenty of tiny sandy beaches and calm lagoons. One could feel that they're standing on the moon or on another planet instead of being on Earth. On the south side of the islet, there is a cemetery. On February 15, 1855, the French frigate Semilante, with more than 700 soldiers and crew members on board, was caught in a storm. Lost in a thick fog, a gust of wind drove the ship into the rocks on Lavezzi Island. The ship sank, and nobody among the crew members or soldiers survived the tragedy. The island is famous for its flora and fauna, both terrestrial and marine, really unique and characteristic. The rocky walls are decorated with colored Gorgonian sea fans. Some of them are yellow and others are red, but both of them are stroked by the sea currents along the reefs. The currents bring them food, zooplankton. With plenty of small tentacles on each polyp of the fan, they're filtering the water and catching tiny parts. Another species of coral are yellow cluster anemones. These zoanthid corals usually overgrow the shady sides of the rocks and reef cracks. They form colonies in which the individual animals, i.e. polyps, are connected by a common tissue. Zoanthids feed both by photosynthesis, aided by the zooanthella they contain, and by capturing plankton and particulate matter. Around the rocky reefs, small schools of common two-banded sea breams are very common. However, in much bigger schools, damselfish swim all around. Sometimes,